What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, April the 29th, and we're taking a little break on planting soybeans for the weekend. We're going to regroup Monday, but today I'm going to be going and taking some tissue samples in Grey Rocks and a Togville. We got some corn that's getting really big on us fast, so we want to go ahead and get some tissue samples sent off so we can get the results. We're getting ready to side dress a Togville first, and then we'll go do Grey Rocks, but we want to get these tissue samples back, so in case we need to add anything while we're going through there and side dressing with nitrogen, we can throw it in there. But I didn't know if y'all want to come along with me today and we'll get some tissue samples, so if you do, let's get it started. First thing I got to do is we got to get all our little supplies up to take the tissue samples. We need bags right here. Got those. We'll need a box to ship off the samples, and yeah, that'll do. Need a shovel. That one will do. You'll see what I'm using this for later. This has nothing to do with tissue samples. Then we got to get this little form that we have to fill out, and it's always in this box. So this right here is the form that you have to fill out, and then you have to put that in the box you ship it with. So we'll need that, and we'll need a shipping label, which is right here. Boom. That's the two things we need, and we put the box back right there. Okay, now that I got all the supplies I need for taking the tissue samples, we got a 40-minute drive, and Grey Rocks will be the first stop on the list. Okay, we are down here at Grey Rocks in the irrigated field, and I thought the corn was going to be a little bit bigger than this, but what we got to do first is we got to determine the stage of the corn so we'll know how to mark it on the bag. So what you do is you take this corn plant right here and you find this little leaf right here that is rounded. See, it's not pointed like this one. You find the rounded leaf, and that's the one you count. So you count the little bitty collars. That's where it wraps around the stem. So you got a 1, 2, 3. So this little corn plant right here is at V3 because I got 3 collars. This one right here is not all the way around touching. So find the round leaf, count the collar. That's 1, 2, 3. V3 is our corn stage for this particular field. So the next step is we got to fill out this little bag. This is what we're going to put the plants in to be sampled, to be shipped off. So we'll have grower name, Triple R Farms. Next is a sample number, and everybody does it different, but this is the way I do it. We're down here at Grey Rocks. This is field number 1, so I always number whatever field we're in, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be 1A for this sample, and if we do another one in this field, it'll be 1B, and so on, 1C. Like that. So we're in field 1, so this will be 1A. Grey Rocks, GR. So we'll do GR 1A. And then the crop obviously is corn. Date sample, today is what, the 29th I said? And then stage of growth. That is what we just did. We're at V3. I guess this video will be sponsored by Cheetos since it's right here in the shot. But here's what I like to do on my Climate View app. I go in here and I drop a pin. This is going to represent Grey Rocks 1A. That way, if I can ever get Dad to go take some of these samples, he can pull up his app, walk right out here in the field to that pin, and we'll be taking samples all season in the same area. So we're getting good results. So we'll do another one across here. We'll drop a pin right there. Go in here and we'll label this one is going to be Grey Rocks GR 1B. And there you go. Then you save it. So these will be where we're taking the 2 samples in this field. So the way I like to take my sample is I come out here where I drop the pin, and what I like to do is I like to make a big loop, make a big circle, come all the way back around to where I started, and I'll be grabbing plants as I go, walking in that circle. And what we're going to be doing is breaking them off right at the ground level. You do not want the roots on them. So we'll just be snapping them off right at the ground level. And when I have enough to make about the size of a softball, if you squished them all together, that's when I have enough to fill the sample bag. Like that. Put it in the bag. Okay. And then we fold up the top of the bag just like that, and then we put it in the box. Next. One other thing that I was going to show y'all was we were going to check our seed depth, and this is the way I did it. Get a shovel. Golly, watch those ants. It's right where I stepped. We'll go out here and we'll dig up a plant, just a random plant, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, now let's go to the truck. Okay, here's what you do. You find the actual corn seed, that's it right there. Y'all see that? You find that, and then you find where the corn plant was above ground. So it was above ground right here. You can tell. So we want to get that measurement right there from the top of the seed to ground level. Looks like about 1 inch. So you take that, so we got 1 inch, and what you want to do is you add 3/4 of an inch on top of that. Whatever measurement you get from the top of the seed to the ground level, you add another 3/4 of an inch. So we were at 1 inch, so we're going to add 3/4 of an inch. So we were 1 inch and 3/4 deep. That's how deep that corn seed was in the ground, 1 inch and 3/4. So we were shooting for 2. We were a little bit shy on that one. And the reason I'm showing y'all that is because when you go out there and check right behind the planter with this little thing right here, you're going to get a reading. But this ground will move, especially where you came out here and you've disked and done some tillage. Whatever you put that seed in the ground at, that dirt is going to move compared when you get to the rain. It's either going to move up or down. Typically in no-till situations it doesn't move as much, but in plowed dirt it'll move on you. So we were shooting for 2 1/4, and we were a little bit shy of that. We were 1 3/4. So that's how we measure it. So now you know. So as you can see, this corn is a little bit bigger than where we were. This is where we first started planting at Gray Rocks. So that's why it's a little bit bigger. Got a little bit of briars out here, but other than that, everything else is dead. Just looks a little nasty with these briars, but anyway, we'll do a circle, grab this. This will be our last sample we're gonna take down here at Gray Rocks. I've sampled 6 samples, and then we're gonna head to Toggleville. Toggleville is the very first farm that we planted corn, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than this right here. All right, so this is a little bit older, like I said, so we're going to be at a different stage of corn. You find your round leaf right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this corn plant right here is at V5 by counting the collars. All right, guys, we have made it to Otaugaville. This is the very first field that we planted corn in 2023. And as you can tell behind me, it's growing pretty fast. So we're gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna give y'all a measurement so you can just visually tell how big this corn is. And then we're gonna count the collars. We're gonna figure out what stage it's in. So we'll just get a measurement right here. Try to figure out how tall this is. So basically, this corn is about 2 feet tall, 24 inches, if y'all were wondering. But looks really good. Very uniform all the way across the field, what I've seen. So we got the potential to have a big crop on this particular farm right here, just going by with the way it looks right now. But it's got a long way to go, long way to go. But we'll count the collars and we'll figure out what growth stage it's at. So right here, sometimes this little round leaf will kind of dry up on you. So that was the round leaf right there, because this one is obviously pointy. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7. You may count that one right there, but I'd call it in between V6 and V7 is where this corn plant's at right now. They look really good. Leaves look good and green right now. I don't see anything on the leaves that look weird. Just really good looking corn plants right now. So, all right, now that we got the growth stage, we'll go back to the truck, fill out a couple of bags, go out here and pull some samples. And the last thing we got to do is fill out that little form. The little form that I have to fill out is nothing but just telling exactly how many samples are in the box and what samples they are, and telling them what I want them to sample for, which is basically everything. So we'll do that, and then we'll take the box up, and then that is it. V6 is 3007. Done. We're done. Well guys, that is it. We are done with the tissue sampling tour. I hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with me today. A little bit different than our normal, videos that we do. Typically don't video on the weekends, but I thought y'all would enjoy coming along today. And number one, seeing how we tissue sample corn, and number two, how we actually measure the depth, our seed depth, and that's waiting until the plant comes up, going back out there, digging it up, and actually measuring the seed to the top of the ground. That is the truest form of actually measuring your seed depth. But just don't forget to add the other 3/4. After you get that measurement from the top of the seed to the ground level, you got to add another 3/4 to whatever measurement you get. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you do not mind doing me a favor by clicking that thumb down there, it just means you like the video. It really helps out our channel. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. See y'all next week, and y'all have a great weekend. See you. We're out.